Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to have a quick conversation around the subject of leadership and identifying who our leaders are. There is certainly a lot of confusion in the world today. The world is very confused about leadership and about who our true leaders are. Too often it is assumed that our leaders are the elected officials, the appointed officials, the common and familiar face in the media, perhaps even the media anchor themselves, perhaps a celebrity. Learning to identify who our true leaders are will have a profound effect on your life and will guide you through times like we're facing right now, turbulent times where there's so much confusion in the world. So let's quickly get into it. First, should be no surprise, it's communication. Leaders are open to communication. Not only that, leaders want communication and want dialogue. The second trait is that leaders see the infinite and not the finite. It's very easy to make a decision today or right now in this moment that's going to benefit me in the moment. It's very difficult to make a decision right now or today that is not going to benefit me in the short term, but in the long run will benefit me and everyone around them. Leaders see the big picture. They are not stuck in the present moment. They use their mind to project into the future and see the potential outcomes of the decision that they're about to make, the interaction that they're about to have with someone, the way they're about to treat someone, the words they're about to use. Now, I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm simply pointing out that you can spot a leader because they see the big picture. The next trait of a leader is that leaders do not use the language of hate. The language of hate has no place in their vocabulary. You know, it has been said, and it has been pointed out to me by many, if not all of my mentors, that haters love to hate, that hurt people want to hurt people. Leaders have long since forgiven themselves for anything, any mistake they may have made in their lives or any wrong they may have done to another person. And they have accepted the fact that they're not perfect. And because they have forgiven themselves of their own shortcomings, that has allowed them to have self-love for themselves and be more self-aware. And when you love yourself, you do not hate other people. And you will not use the language of hate. And the words we use are very important, and leaders understand this. Words can destroy a nation. Words can also create a nation. Words can destroy lives, but words can also save lives. So identifying a leader is very easy when you learn to listen to their words. And leaders do not and will not use the language of hate. And with that comes the fourth trait of spotting a leader. Leaders build bridges, not walls. And how do leaders build bridges? They do it through principle number one that I pointed out, which is communication, because communication leads to trust. And rule number one of communication is what? Listening. And this is how communication builds trust, by listening to the other side. Listening to understand, not listening to respond. And the final trait that I would point out to you today about identifying a leader and about leadership: leaders eat last, but go first. You see, when you observe a leader, you will quickly notice that they make sure everyone else is taken care of first. You can also spot a leader, though, because when everyone else is afraid to go, the leader will go first. Learning to identify who the leaders are in the world today, on the planet today, can have the most profound impact on your life. When you can identify who these leaders are, you can then turn off the people, the voices, the words, the noise coming from those who think of themselves as leaders but are not leaders.